follow the moon. Today, we are actually at Icon Park in Orlando, taking a ride on the Orlando Wheel. And we'll show you some footage of what all we're getting to see up here. But come along and join us today as we take a look at the other side of Orlando, Florida. We're not going to the big attractions that everybody comes down here for, but there's lots of other places that you may not know about and you wouldn't want to miss on your trip.
So much. It's amazing.
So come along with us and enjoy.
Thank you.
Now we're going to start off today at Lake Eola Park. This is a beautiful park and lake right in the middle of the city of downtown Orlando. You can see the city skyline there.
Sculptures.
Yep, there's artwork all around the park. Now there in the distance is the Walt Disney Amphitheater, and that was donated by Walt Disney to the city of Orlando back in 1989. And just off to the left of it is the Linton E. Allen Memorial Fountain. It had a severe lightning strike in 2009 that basically killed the fountain, and it was rebuilt and rededicated in 2011. Now there's all kinds of wildlife. Some of it brought into the park, of course. It is very pet friendly, and the park is used constantly. There's musicians set up along the way on the weekends, but it's really known for the swans. Everybody loves to come out to Lake Eola Park and enjoy. And every Sunday morning from 10 until 3, there's a huge farmer's market.
It was massive.
Yeah, one of the biggest ones we've been to.
I think I kind of got lost.
And it's produce, it's jewelry, it's clothing, it's arts and crafts. It's just amazing, and it goes on and on. Now also right downtown is the Orange County Regional History Center. And the building itself is even historic. It was the Orange County Courthouse built in 1926 and was replaced by a 24-story building back in 1998. Those are the original granite stairs, and this is one of the 2 original courtrooms restored in this building.
There had been some water damage, I think.
Fire damage.
Fire damage, that's right.
Now, there was a major sinkhole in Orange County in the Winter Park area back in 1981. That's an Olympic-sized swimming pool I was pointing to, and a day later, that's what had opened up. That happened back on May 9th of 1981. Now, those are the original native peoples to Florida, and some of the things that they have been found from there, including the shell mounds that you see throughout the state. As time progressed, settlers came in, and this is a replica of Fort Christmas just west of Orlando. Now, the trinkets and take-homes from Orlando have changed a lot over the years.
I remember seeing those in my grandparents' house.
And that's Bach Tower. We'll put a link to the video we did on that up here at the top. The citrus industry was huge in Central Florida, and then came NASA. That's a replica of a Mercury space capsule. Look how tight that was. You couldn't be claustrophobic and do that. Now, the Orlando Air Force Base in 1966 became a naval training center, and it was in Orlando until 1998. And this is an original sketch that Walt Disney made of what he envisioned Disney World to be. Now, Disney World has been around for a while. It opened in October of '71, brought a lot of people, brought a lot of business to the city. There's the original entrance to Fort Wilderness. A lot of things prospered. Some of the things didn't. Now here in the museum, they also had a special exhibit called Giants, Dragons, and Unicorns. There you see Stuff, the Orlando Magic mascot, the American alligator, the mermaids from Wekiwa, and even a manatee. Up next is the Poor Choice Taphouse. Now, we did a video a few weeks ago on Bradenton, Florida, with a new tap house they had. This is set up a lot the same way, that you use your little wristband and it lets you pour however much you want, and you pay by the ounce. So you can try as little or as much of whichever ones you want. They don't have food there, but they recommended several places in the area, and we were kind of in the mood to try something different. So just up the street is Hawker's Asian Street Food. Beautiful building, and they have a door just to the left of the entrance where you can pick up your takeout. So we went up and got some Asian street food and took back with us to Poorhouse.
They do welcome you to bring in.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Now we had the spring rolls, and we also had the Viet Bun salad. Very, very good.
Yes.
Now next up, Icon Park. This is down on International Drive, and you can see this for miles. The Orlando wheel was a 400-foot tall wheel that opened in 2015. It originally opened as the Orlando Eye. You may have heard that name before, but it was renamed the Orlando Wheel. There's a Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. I had to spot Pink while she was doing her acrobatics. Cathy got to hang out with Vin Diesel. But there's other attractions here in the building, including an aquarium and the Wheelhouse Market. Now, from 400 feet up in the air, you get a beautiful city of the City Beautiful.
That's right.
Off in the distance, you can see the sphere of Epcot. There's Universal Studios and their water park. Off to the east, you can actually see the vehicle assembly building at NASA. There's downtown Orlando. And this thing is massive. It moves at 1 mile an hour. And this is looking down on Icon Park. Now, Icon Park has a lot of different things to do. It even has the Star Flyer. Tapa Toro, which is a Spanish tapas restaurant. Blake Shelton's Old Red, with music there all the time. They even have a little trolley to take you around the park. While we were there, we went over to Sloppy Joe's Orlando. Now, yes, this looks like Sloppy Joe's in Key West, but this just opened here in Orlando just before we got to go to Icon Park. And it is quite the place. Now, you can get the drinks and the souvenir cups to take home. We don't have space for souvenir cups.
Right.
And you've got a beautiful view of the wheel while you're dining. Look at those nachos.
Yeah,
That was a great little break.
it was.
Next up is the Harry P Leu Gardens, better known in the area as Leu Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
This also is in town in Orlando. It's a beautiful green spot. Here's a map of it, including the waterfront. And beautiful, big, mature plants. And we were here in the winter months.
Mm-hmm.
And to think of everything being that lush and green and the blooms that were out, it's beautiful. I imagine any time of the year.
And it's very peaceful.
Mm-hmm. So sit back and enjoy Leu Gardens here, and we'll meet up with you here in a couple of minutes. Now, you don't normally think of a shopping mall as being a tourist attraction, but in Orlando it is. The Florida Mall is a major tourist attraction only about 10 minutes away from the Orlando airport. And a lot of people, especially from other countries, come and visit. They even built the Florida Hotel. Here we are in the mall. The currency exchange is right there, as well as the entrance to the hotel. Beautiful facility. And a lot of people will come and spend their vacation there.
And this mall is just top notch.
It's a beautiful, and Orlando's got a couple of beautiful malls, but this one really is a destination. Great brands, a lot of brands that you see from around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want a new watch, or you need a new iPhone, or you want to pick up that Tesla while you're here, or the kids need to play or create their own special color of Crayola crayon, which you can do there. Now, their food court is not a food court. It's a dining pavilion.
It's a pavilion.
And it's the size of a lot of small shopping malls. Anything and everything you'd ever want to look for. This sushi place even has the sushi going through the seating area.
And this right here.
Yeah, Luciano's Gelato, set up like a roller coaster for the seating, and look at that beautiful display, and it's pretty yummy too.
Yes, it is.
Next off, we're going to downtown Sanford. And Sanford is a community just on the north edge of Orlando on I-4. And it is an older historic downtown that has been refurbished. I love the name of this place.
I do too.
And lots of really neat, unique shopping.
I love the brick streets.
Now, this is a little side street that has been refurbished, and there's a brewing company on it. There's some nightlife in the area. But it's almost like going back to another time, and it's not touristy at all.
Yeah.
Now, down by the American flag, you'll see the water. That is the St. Johns River. That comes in from Jacksonville and comes south through the state, and it makes quite a nice inland port right there in the middle of downtown Sanford. They have a free trolley service that'll take you around the downtown. And while we were there, we went to Hollerbach's Willow Tree Cafe. Now, they have Hollerbach's German grocery, they have a German tavern, and just up the street from that here, you'll see their Willow Tree Cafe. All authentic German food. Their chef was schooled in Germany. It's a newspaper for menu.
Yeah.
It tells you all about Sanford, all about Germany, and all about what you're going to find on their menu. If you're going to go German, you got to go all German.
That's right.
Now, Cathy had a chicken salad croissant and their house-made chips, and I had the sauerbraten, spatzel, and the purple cabbage. You have to top it off with Black Forest cake.
You have to.
And was it good?
It was awesome.
As you can tell.
Didn't take any of that home.
Now, next up was one of the more somber and one of the darker moments in Orlando's history, the Pulse Memorial. In 2016, June 12th of 2016, it was home to the largest, deadliest mass shooting by a single gunman in U.S. history. 49 victims. And this has been turned into a federal memorial. We'll give you a moment just to take this all in. There are plans for a memorial and museum to be built just a few blocks away from this site, but this will continue to be there. Now, for 50 years, there wasn't a White Castle in Florida, and coming from Ohio, you have to have a White Castle. So in 2021, this was built 4,567 square feet, the largest White Castle in existence in Orlando, Florida. And it's something to watch their operation. All those steam tables. Cathy had the loaded cheese and bacon fries, and I had one of their combos with the crinkle fries and the cheese sliders, just like I remember back in Ohio.
Now, this was one of my favorite places.
Dezerland was a shopping mall. In fact, there's still a Bass Pro Shop and a Cinemark there. It opened as Festival Bay Mall and then became the Artagon Mall. But this gift shop is now the entrance to the mall. And as you look around the gift shop, you start to notice this isn't your normal gift shop. It isn't your normal mall.
I wanted to take that home.
Now, this mall is now owned by Michael Deezer, and he's a real estate developer and car collector. And as you go out of the gift shop and into the mall, you'll start to see a lot of things are different.
And most of it's free.
Yeah. This is a go-kart track. Now, you can get into the mall and you can see all of these sites, including the soda pop and candy shop. There's a bowling alley.
Arcade.
There's a James Bond 007 museum.
Yeah.
There's the arcade.
Bring the kids down there when it's raining.
There's even a car from Harry Potter back there.
Yeah.
There's a military pavilion. And there is an Orlando, Orlando Auto Museum. It is an additional admission for that. But all these other cars are out in the mall for you to look at and enjoy. There's Bugs Bunny's car.
Is that Cruella de Vil?
It may be, I think it is. The Mystery Machine, we know that from Scooby and Shaggy.
That's right.
These are actual cars that were used in the Flintstone movie. They are motorized, and they actually did drive them in the movies. This one was my favorite right here, the tree bird.
Yes.
Now, Church Street in downtown Orlando was the big night area before the days of downtown Disney, which is now Disney Springs. The Sunrail train still runs right through the Church Street station there. And that Church Street station opened in 1889 and was put on the National Registry of Historic Places in 1976.
There's the Cheyenne Saloon.
That Cheyenne Saloon, if you ever watched the Nashville Network years back, it was home to a national TV broadcast. And while it hasn't been open since 2009, there's still lots of other businesses downtown that are open.
Imagine this area where it's old buildings, they've been there forever, and having all that city grow up around it.
Mm-hmm. And you know, growing up right around the train station, that was the heart of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'll see a lot of these older historic buildings. This is the Church Street Annex. And right there is 55 West, which is a very nice luxury apartment building built right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the theme continues. It's time for lunch.
Yeah.
We've been in the Central Florida area for a number of years before we went full-time on the road. I've always heard of Rocco's Tacos and had never been there, so we decided this was a good excuse.
Right there on the water.
And we lucked out and had a table right on the water, too. It was great.
Yes.
They've got a great Mexican menu, and it is a tequila bar also, so if you're into the different tequilas, it's definitely the place to go. But talk about great Mexican food, and what presentation. Chips and salsa, guacamole made right at the table.
With 3 avocados.
Yeah, it was huge. You had the chili rellenos with the black beans and rice. I had a wet skirt steak burrito. We took a lot of food home. Now, that dining room, it's beautiful.
And it's huge.
And in the very front, right by the entrance, right where all the lanterns are, that's the tequila bar. Now, last but certainly not least, is the Wekiwa Springs State Park. Not one of the largest state parks in Florida, but really one of the prettiest, I think. They've got great boardwalks, modern facilities, easy walking anywhere in the park.
You can take your dog in some areas, but you can't take him down by the water.
Now, they do have a Springside grill if you want to grab a bite there. And just off to the side of the grill, their boardwalks are all terraced going down to the water to make it a real easy walk. And everything there is easily handicap accessible. You can rent canoes and kayaks right there at the water. And look how crystal clear that spring
It is beautiful. I've heard it's 65 degrees all the time.
And everybody's outdoors enjoying it. Beautiful place.
There's a lot of springs in Florida, but the nice thing about this one is it's right there in the city.
Yeah.
So you don't have to drive real far to get to it.
It's just a few minutes off of I-4 even. Now, this is a path that's called Wetlands to Drylands, and it goes from down at the springs in the wetter vegetation, and it's got just a steady incline. It's not bad walking, it's not difficult, to the drier areas and the differences in the vegetation up there. It actually makes a loop all the way back around to the springs, and it's got a great campground right there on premises. So what we've wanted to do is show you alternatives to what there is to do in Orlando besides just the big theme parks. And don't get us wrong, those are some of the greatest big theme parks that there are anywhere. But sometimes you want to do things a little bit more on a budget. Sometimes it's weather related, that you need to do something indoors or warmer, because we do get some cool days. So we hope you've enjoyed what we've gotten a chance to show you about the great city of Orlando and the surrounding area. If you've liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave us a thumbs up, we certainly appreciate that, and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when extra videos come out throughout the week.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.